The Lake Isle of Innisfree is a famous poem written by the Irish poet William Butler Yeats. This poem is a perfect example of how poetry can create vivid images in our minds and take us to the world of imagination. In this video, we will go through the poem, The Lake Isle of Innisfree, word by word and create its analysis. Background of the poem. Before we begin analyzing the poem, let us understand a little about the poet and the setting. William Butler Yeats was one of the most important poets of the 20th century. He was born in Ireland, and many of his poems reflect his love for Irish landscapes and traditions. The Lake Isle of Innisfree is a small, uninhabited island in Lough Gill, a lake in Ireland. Yeats visited this place as a child, and it left a lasting impression on him. In this poem, he expresses his desire to leave the busy and noisy city life and live peacefully on this island. Explanation of the poem. Let us begin with the first line, I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree. The poet begins with a strong declaration. The words, I will arise, show determination. He is making up his mind to leave his current life and go to Innisfree. The word now adds a sense of urgency, as if he cannot wait any longer. Innisfree is the name of the island he wishes to go to, and it symbolizes peace and simplicity for him. In the second line, and a small cabin built there, of clay and wattles made, the poet describes what he plans to do on the island. He wants to build a small cabin, which is a simple house. The cabin will be made of clay and wattles. Clay is a type of soil that is sticky and can be shaped when wet. It is often used to make bricks. Wattles are sticks or twigs that are woven together to make walls or fences. This shows that the poet's house will be very basic and natural, made from materials found in nature. The third line, 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, tells us more about the poet's plans. He wants to plant 9 rows of beans. Beans are a type of plant that produces edible seeds. The number 9 is not very significant, it simply shows that the poet wants a small garden for food. He also plans to keep a hive for honeybees. A hive is a structure where bees live and produce honey. By mentioning the beans and the bees, the poet shows his desire to live a simple life, growing his own food and being close to nature. In the fourth line, and live alone in the Lough glade, the poet expresses his wish to live alone on the island. The word glade refers to an open space in a forest. The phrase Lough glade means that this open space will be filled with the sound of bees buzzing. This line creates a peaceful and calming image, showing how much the poet values solitude and nature. In the first line of the second stanza, and I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, the poet expresses his longing for peace. He believes that he will find this peace on the island. The phrase, peace comes dropping slow, means that peace will come gradually, like drops of water falling one by one. This suggests that peace is not something that happens suddenly, it takes time and patience. The second line, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings, continues the idea of peace coming slowly. The vales of the morning refer to the mist or fog that often appears early in the morning. The mist seems to drop gently, just like peace. The cricket is a small insect that makes a chirping sound, especially in quiet, rural areas. This line creates a serene image of a peaceful morning on the island. In the third line, their midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, the poet describes the beauty of the island at different times of the day. Midnights all a glimmer suggests that even at night, the island has a soft, glowing light, possibly from the moon or stars. Noon a purple glow describes how the sunlight at noon gives the surroundings a warm, purple hue. These descriptions show how deeply the poet appreciates the natural beauty of the island. The fourth line, an evening full of the linnet's wings, focuses on the evening. A linnet is a small bird known for its sweet singing. The poet imagines the evening filled with the fluttering of the linnet's wings. This adds to the peaceful and harmonious atmosphere of the island. In the first line of the third stanza, I will arise and go now, for always night and day, the poet repeats his intention to go to Innisfree. This repetition shows how strong his desire is. The words a night and day emphasize that this longing is constant, it is with him all the time. The second line, I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, describes a sound that the poet imagines or remembers. Lapping refers to the gentle movement of water against the shore, creating a soothing sound. This line shows how vivid the poet's memory or imagination is. He can almost hear the sound of the lake, even though he is not there. In the third line, while I stand on the roadway, or on the pavement's gray, the poet contrasts his current life with the life he desires. The roadway and pavement's gray represent the busy, dull, and artificial environment of the city. These are the opposite of the natural beauty and peace of Innisfree. Finally, in the fourth line, I hear it in the deep heart's core, the poet reveals how deeply he feels his connection to Innisfree. The deep heart's core refers to the innermost part of his heart. This shows that his longing for the island is not just a passing thought, it is a deep emotional need. Analysis of the poem. The Lake Isle of Innisfree, by William Butler Yeats, is more than just a simple description of a peaceful retreat. It is a profound exploration of the human connection to nature, the contrast between urban life and rural simplicity, and the power of imagination. Themes of The Lake Isle of Innisfree. The primary theme of the poem is the speaker's desire for a peaceful and solitary life. Innisfree represents a personal utopia where the speaker can escape the noise and chaos of urban life. This desire is evident in the repeated declarations of the speaker's intent to leave and find solace on the island. The emphasis on solitude is not a rejection of society but a quest for harmony and inner peace. Another theme is nature. Nature is depicted as a source of inspiration, comfort, and healing. The poet's descriptions of the Lough glade, lake water lapping, and a purple glow elucidates the natural world's simplicity and beauty. In contrast to the artificiality of the city, nature offers the speaker a sense of authenticity and timelessness. Imagination is also the key theme of The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Even though the speaker is not physically present on Innisfree, his vivid imagination allows him to mentally escape to the island. The poem demonstrates how imagination and memory can create an emotional sanctuary, providing solace even in unfavorable circumstances. The deep heart's core suggests that this connection to Innisfree is deeply rooted and profoundly personal. The poet also creates a contrast between urban and rural life. The poem highlights the stark differences between the busy, gray, and lifeless urban environment and the serene, colorful, and vibrant rural setting of Innisfree. This contrast underscores the poet's dissatisfaction with modern life and his longing for a simpler existence. Symbols of the poem, The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Innisfree is more than just a physical place, it symbolizes peace, simplicity, and an ideal way of life. For the speaker, Innisfree represents an escape from modernity and a return to a natural, harmonious existence. The cabin made of clay and wattles. This small, humble dwelling symbolizes self-sufficiency and a life connected to nature. It represents the poet's desire to strip away materialism and live with only the essentials. The Lough glade. The glade, filled with the buzzing of bees, symbolizes the presence of life and activity in nature. It also reflects the soothing and harmonious sounds of the natural world, contrasting with the harsh noises of urban life. The lake water lapping. The gentle sound of the lake symbolizes tranquility and the cyclical, unchanging rhythm of nature. It serves as a reminder of the peace that the speaker longs to experience. The linnet's wings. The linnet, a small songbird, symbolizes freedom and the beauty of the natural world. Its presence in the evening emphasizes the idyllic, peaceful environment of Innisfree. Literary devices of The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Yeats uses vivid imagery to create a mental picture of Innisfree. Phrases like Lough glade, purple glow, and lake water lapping appeal to the senses, allowing readers to visualize and feel the serenity of the island. Repetition is another literary device that the poet uses. The phrase, "I will arise and go now," is repeated in the poem to emphasize the speaker's determination and longing to leave his current life and find peace. Yeats uses alliteration to enhance the musical quality of the poem. Examples include lake water lapping and Lough glade. This technique creates a soothing rhythm that mirrors the tranquility of the setting. Symbolism is also there in the poem. Almost every element in the poem, from the cabin to the lake, holds symbolic meaning, representing larger ideas like simplicity, peace, and the beauty of nature. Onomatopoeia is another literary device that the poet uses in The Lake Isle of Innisfree. The word lapping imitates the sound of water gently hitting the shore, adding an auditory dimension to the poem's imagery. The poet also uses personification. Nature is given human qualities in phrases like peace comes dropping slow, which suggests that peace is an active presence descending gently from the morning veils. The poem's descriptions of nature often serve as metaphors for emotional and spiritual states. For example, the deep heart's core symbolizes the speaker's innermost feelings and longings. Yeats uses enjambment to create a flowing, natural rhythm. The sentences spill over from one line to the next, mimicking the continuous and unbroken beauty of nature. Structure of the Lake Isle of Innisfree. The poem consists of 3 quatrains, meaning it has 3 stanzas of 4 lines each. This simple and consistent structure mirrors the simplicity and harmony of the life the poet desires. The rhyme scheme is A-B-A-B in each stanza, which gives the poem a musical and lyrical quality, further enhancing its soothing tone. Each stanza focuses on a different aspect of the speaker's connection to Innisfree. The first stanza outlines the speaker's plan to live on the island and describes the simple life he wishes to lead. The second stanza captures the sensory and emotional peace the speaker associates with Innisfree. The third stanza contrasts the speaker's current urban existence with his idealized vision of the island, emphasizing the depth of his longing. The structure, combined with the poem's rhythm and literary devices, creates a sense of calm and continuity, mirroring the natural world that the poet seeks to embrace.